If something has cracked you lately, a loss, a heartbreak, a year that took more than it gave, and you feel like a broken version of who you used to be, I want you to consider this. You're not broken, you're breaking open. What feels like falling apart is often the only way something new gets in. We're taught that the goal is to stay intact, hold it together, keep the surface smooth. So when life finally cracks us, and it cracks everyone, we read the crack as failure, as proof we were too weak to keep it all sealed. We rush to glue ourselves back exactly as we were, as if the highest aim were to look untouched. But there's an old Japanese art worth knowing. When a bowl breaks, the artisan doesn't hide the seams or throw it away. They fill the cracks with gold. The break becomes the most beautiful part of the bowl, and the bowl is considered more valuable, broken and repaired, than it ever was whole. They call it kintsugi. The point isn't to pretend the bowl never broke. The point is to honor that it did, and to let the breaking make it precious. Or think of a seed. A seed cannot grow while it stays sealed and safe. It has to crack. The shell that protected it has to break apart in the dark before a single green thing can reach the light. From the outside, that moment looks like destruction. From the inside, it's the only beginning there is. Nothing alive grows without first breaking its own shell. Let me tell you about someone. I'll call her Sophia. A few years ago, Sophia's life came apart in the space of one season. A marriage ended, a job vanished, and she found herself sitting on the floor of an apartment that no longer felt like hers, certain she was ruined. For months, she tried to glue the old life back together exactly as it had been. She wanted to be intact again. She wanted the crack to disappear. What slowly changed for Sophia wasn't that the crack healed over and vanished. It was that she stopped trying to hide it. She started building a life that included what had happened, instead of denying it. And the strange thing was, the new life wasn't a downgrade of the old one. It was deeper. She was kinder, clearer, less afraid of losing things, because she'd already lost them and was still here. The gold had gone into the cracks. There's real science here too. Researchers who study people after the hardest events of their lives found something they didn't expect. Many don't simply return to where they were. They grow past it. They report deeper relationships, a greater sense of strength, a richer appreciation for being alive. The researchers gave it a name, post-traumatic growth, and found it's at least as common as being permanently damaged. The breaking, for a great many people, becomes the opening. So if life has cracked you, and you're sitting in the rubble sure that you're finished, here are 3 things I want you to understand about what's actually happening. First, you're not being destroyed, you're being opened. The pain is real, and I won't pretend it isn't, but pain that opens you is different from pain that only ends you. And most of the time you cannot tell which one it is until much later. Give it the time to become the first kind. Second, the goal was never to go back. The version of you from before the break could not survive what you survived. That's precisely why it broke. Trying to glue yourself back into exactly who you were is trying to fit a larger person into a smaller shell. You don't need the old shape, you need the new room. Third, the crack is where the light gets in, and also where it gets out. The very place you were wounded is usually where you become most able to reach other people. The thing you went through becomes the thing only you can help someone else carry. Your break, handled with time and honesty, turns into the most useful part of you. So stop apologizing for the crack. Stop sanding it down and painting over it and pretending you came through untouched. You didn't come through untouched. Nobody worth knowing ever has. You came through changed, and changed is not the same as broken. Ernest Hemingway once wrote that the world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. He didn't say the strong are the ones who never broke. He said the strength shows up exactly where the break was. That's what's happening to you, not an ending, an opening. The shell is cracking because something in you is finally big enough that it has to, so let it. Let the gold run into the seams. You were never broken beyond repair. You were just breaking open on your way to becoming something the old shape could never hold.